to talk about controversial subjects. Social media has seen to that. Instead, people are talking it out in private with friends they trust not to rip them apart on Twitter. My goal with this book is to bring those discussions into the open. Before you start reading, here are some things you should know. As mentioned, I'm a Canadian journalist, so, unsurprisingly, some of what is covered in this book concerns events that occurred on my side of the border. However, the storylines will be familiar. A botched rape investigation by police, a disgraced media host looking for a second chance, a judge forced to resign for relying on rape myths and stereotypes during a trial. I also rely heavily on American news articles, events, and experts to explore topics such as the root of rape myths, the generational divide among feminists, the science of trauma, and tribalism. When it comes to rape culture and all the problems that flow from it, our challenges are the same. Especially in the early chapters, I spend time looking at police, the courts, and the law. The American and Canadian justice systems are structurally different, but the fundamentals are similar. Biases permeate both of our societies, and that taint extends into the legal system. What this means for sexual assault cases, which almost always come down to one version of events versus another, is that allegations aren't always investigated well by police, and prosecutors often struggle to secure convictions. By the way, in Canada, a prosecutor is called a crown because Canada is a constitutional monarchy and these attorneys are acting on behalf of Queen Elizabeth II. Throughout the book, I will make the case that, whatever country you're in, we need to move away from talking about #MeToo issues through a legal lens in favor of a moral and ethical framework. Had It Coming landed on Canadian bookshelves on September 24th, 2019. In the 2 months I spent touring after its release, I had a chance to speak with hundreds of people about the issues that I raise within these pages. At every event, I would brace myself for a fight. In these pages, I unpack some of the third-rail issues around #MeToo, including due process, redemption, false accusations, and the complicated nature of consent. Someone, I figured, was going to cherry-pick sentences out of carefully constructed paragraphs. I was wrong. It never happened. People wanted to have this discussion and understood that it was difficult and sometimes messy. At this extraordinary moment of change in how men and women interact, the path forward isn't simple. It's important, I believe, to uncover and evaluate the facts, to expose outdated myths that pervade institutions, and to bring rigor, openness, and compassion in equal measure to this very important conversation. I've come to embrace the complexities and messiness that comes with these tough conversations. So rather than lighting a match to that oily rag, with this book, I've tried to make the case for progress as well as healthy debate. Chapter 1. Kobe Bryant and Me. I was 18 when police in Eagle, Colorado arrested Kobe Bryant on accusations that he'd raped a woman in a hotel room. I don't remember how I heard about it, but I do remember my first thought upon learning the news. Well, what did she expect going to a hotel room with an NBA player? The woman was 19, barely a year older than I was at the time. She'd been working the front desk at a mountain lodge when Bryant checked in on June 30th, 2003. The 24-year-old basketball all-star was in the area for knee surgery. He arrived late with a small entourage and asked the woman to show him around the facilities. After the tour, she escorted Bryant back to his room. He invited her in. They chatted for a bit, flirted, and when he kissed her, she kissed him back. It was flattering, she later told police, that the famous Los Angeles Laker seemed interested in her. She was okay with the kissing. But then Bryant started to grope and fondle her. The teenager moved towards the door, but Bryant blocked her path. "I try and walk to the side, and he would walk with me," she told police. That's when, she alleged, the 6'6" shooting guard put his hands around her.